This here's a review on the Sungold 18 kW inverter. This is your display. The top up here is your grid power, which is made basically, the only reason you can ever use that is if your solar system does not produce enough power in the winter to charge your battery bank, this grid power will switch on and basically charge these batteries. It'll turn on the onboard charger in this thing and charge the batteries. Okay, it does not backfeed to the grid to do on-grid or net metering. Okay, it doesn't do that. It basically just produces power. It's no frills. It just works. Okay, this display here is your battery. Saying the little arrows are saying, yeah, you're feeding the load over here. Right now we're at 8%, 10% of the load. Okay, so this machine, like I said, it just produces power. On the bottom of it, you got your DC inputs, and over here you have your AC side. Okay, this here is the ground, the earth ground that comes out of the panel, or out of the same ground as everywhere else. Okay, this is 110 leg input, 110 leg input from your commercial power. This is 110 output, a 110 output, and your neutral from what this is producing from the DC power. Okay, this is a chassis ground, also ran all the way back to the same ground as everything else. Okay, the biggest wire you're going to get in here is probably a 4 gauge wire. 2 gauge I think would be, I don't think you'd be able to get 2 gauge in there, up there into those things. Okay, then down here's all your breakers, your input breakers, output breakers, I mean. But that's it. That's all there is to this thing. It just produces power, and a lot of it. I ran it the other day and I maxed it out to see just what we could put on it. Our solar panel, this is a sub panel that comes from basically these wires, come through the wall and come into this panel. Okay, on this panel, you can see it's pretty damn full. Our commercial power is not. Okay, so on the commercial power side, I got my clothes dryer. This is the 100 amp breaker that feeds over to this, which you don't need a 100 amp breaker because you can dial down back there. There's a little screw back there. You can dial down how much the amperage is that this puts out to charge those batteries. And I turned it all the way down because if I need to charge, I want just to charge enough to keep the house going, but I want the solar, as soon as the sun comes up, I want it to override it all and charge also. So I don't want all my power to come out of my commercial power to charge this. I'm sorry, to turn on this charger to charge those batteries. So I turned that all the way down. So anyway, our commercial power, we have the clothes dryer, the breaker that feeds that. This is a wall heater in the living room, another wall heater in the living room, the dishwasher, and then an outlet in my office, and then the oven is the only thing I have in the commercial power. In this panel, the sub panel, I have the hot tub. Yeah, the hot tub. Those are not broke. Those are empty. Those breakers are empty. So here I have basically every outlet, every light in my house. I have my well. I have the heater in my office. I have this is the 220 out to the shop. I have another. This is actually the breaker. Another wall heater. This is actually a couple wall heaters, and then this is the hot water heater. And this Sungold 18,000 will run just about all that at once. So I turned on the hot tub. I turned on the hot water faucet, which means the well kicks in, the hot water tank kicks in, and I turned on 4 wall cadet heaters. And it took that much. Oh, and I also had the pump on the pool running, which is a pretty good draw. And it, oh, and the koi pond too. The pump in the koi pond was running before it actually tripped and said, "Hey, that's 109% of what I can produce." I was very impressed with what this can do. And in the winter, number one, the office, I will never be in the office. Well, I might be in the office a little bit in the winter, but so that heater is barely hardly ever gets used. The well is, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and just run hot water and test everything at once like that. Like I said, the hot tub runs, so on the economy mode, it runs 1 hour every 12 hours. So unless you're actually in it, using it. So anyway, guys, this Sungold, so far, I'm very impressed. But like I said, it's no frills. There is no Wi-Fi on it. There's no Bluetooth on it. These have Bluetooth hookup, but I haven't actually hooked it up. I just come in and look at them. But those have Bluetooth app accessible. Then 400 amp breaker that divides all the solar side, charging side from the batteries. This 400 amp breaker is for out of the batteries up to the inverter. And then, of course, your shut-offs for all the PV combiner boxes up above. Anyway, guys, Sungold, I gotta say I love it. It's a pretty nice machine.